Memory, time lapses, and blackouts. Like I was saying before in my other videos back in the day, I erased them. I can't believe I did. But I did because voices told me to. They told me to erase my videos. But anyways, like, I would always wake up. They just say I was 5 years old. I don't remember hardly anything before 5. But then it kept happening. I was like in first grade. And then I was only there for like a few minutes here and there. And then I was in like second grade. And then like minutes here and there, maybe half an hour here, half an hour there. And then I was third grade. And I said, fuck, does school last long? Fuck, am I going to be in school forever? And there was like a lot of memory like in third grade. Then it was like fourth grade and there was some memory, but it wasn't a lot of memory. It was like an hour here, an hour there, you know. Like I said, most of my memories come from like television, like watching satellite movies like HBO and like movies that they used to rent on VHS and shit like that. But like, I was always like blacking out. I didn't even know I was blacking out. There was always like memory time lapses, but I didn't know it. I didn't know it. It just kept like I would just keep waking up in different times, different times, different times. It wasn't until like that I started figuring it out like around 2010. In 2010, like I was like they gave me this medicine called Invega Sustena for schizoaffective disorder, bipolar type. And I started taking this Invega shit. And I said, fuck. How is it that I have so much time in my hands? Like, not in those words, but I was like, damn, I spent a lot of time being alive, you know, being awake and shit like that. And I started making videos and shit like that, how I was being awake and how Invega woke me up and shit like that from a trance. And people can't figure it out. They don't know what the hell I'm talking about because they basically think that they're living their lives without like time lapses, without trances, without blackouts and shit like that. And when I got off of it, time flew by really fast and shit like that. I was on another drug. I don't want to even mention it because it was horrible. And like, I ended up at the state hospital like in 2015, and like they're like they gave me Prolixa and I started like waking up every day again. But like time passed by kind of fast too, but not that fast. I only took it for like the first 5 months I was on my case, and I didn't have to take anything because they told me that their medicine was bullshit, and it just made me sick. But like when I went to Mexico, like part time went by real fast, but I didn't think it was. But it went by fast. 6 months went by fast. It was only like a few days of me actually waking up out of the 6 months. But like when I came back to to the United States in Texas, they gave me Haldol and I started waking up again, waking up again, waking up again. But I didn't fully wake up. I don't know why, but it was like time kind of went by fast, but not too fast because of Haldol. And now that I'm on Haldol again, like I live like day by day by day by day, and I even made a shitload of videos and shit. Not that they're cool or anything, but like fuck, I made a shitload of videos, but like memory time lapse is basically like living your life fast and not knowing it. It's almost like a fog around you, like a fog left, a fog right, and you're just focused to the straight, to like straight ahead and shit like that. And like it's almost like a fog that that happens, and you don't know when you black out, when you have time lapses and shit like that. And it's just like now that I'm on Haldol again, I basically think that I'm living day by day by day by day and shit like that. And like one symptom for males, probably females too, when you're having blackouts and time lapses is that you stop shaving. This grows into a mustache, you get a beard, your hair grows long and shit like that. That's like one strong indication that you're blacking out, that you're getting time lapses, that you're time traveling to like different times and shit like that. And that's basically time lapses in memory. And it's like I already said how I regained my memory, you know. I regained my memory and it's true, you know what I'm saying? But like but like by eating my own semen, my own sperm, is how I regain my memory and shit like that. It's almost like you're leaking memory and shit like that. And like the more you leak, the stupider you get unless you eat it. But like I regain my memory. But that doesn't stop the blackouts if you eat your semen and your sperm. But it helps like regain your memory and shit like that. It feels really cool, like remembering all that fucking shit. Like put it on your playlist on YouTube and you can like go back in time and shit like that with your memories because you save it and shit like that. But like, but yeah. So like I've been on Haldol for a few months, like 4 months, I think. I don't even know. But it's like I've gotten at least 3, 4 shots. So it's been like 3, 4 months and shit like that. And like the Haldol decadent, it's a shot 4 weeks. Makes me wake up like every day. You know, like I can tell you a dream I had last night. I dreamt I had plants. And they were like overwatered and shit like that, and out of nowhere they weren't overwatered and they were starting to dry up and they needed to be like watered and shit like that. And like I dreamt I got married but didn't know I got married and shit like that. Like I was at the church but I didn't know that I got married. And they're like, "You got married, what are you doing? How come you're not with your wife?" In the dream. And then I'm like, "What are you talking about? I didn't get married." And it's like, "Yeah, you did. You signed the papers, you got married, and she's really pretty and she's waiting for you in Spanish Fork." And I'm like, "Well, she's pretty and I got married. Oh, fuck. If she's pretty, there ain't nothing wrong with that, I guess." And I walked by a street, kind of like an industrial area in Spanish Fork, and my brother was there, and he was like, "Don't go through that street that goes to Springville, because they murder a lot of people in that street. If anybody walks that street, they get murdered and shit like that." And I'm like, "Shit," and it looked all creepy and shit. And like, I also dreamt like I was in school, and that in school that somebody stole my cigarettes, and it was like 6 packs. And like I didn't know they stole my cigarettes. Someone just gave me this shit like that was like all cigarette and no like it was all tobacco and no, it wasn't like rolled or nothing like that. And then like some woman was like, "Do you believe in fairies?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And then they passed a fairy and shit like that. And my dream kind of turned good, you know. I thought I was gonna have a nice dream. Like when I woke up, I realized that it wasn't a nice dream, and that like when they showed fairies, like, "Well, a fairy stole your tobacco and shit like that." And I'm like, "What the fuck?" And they're like, "Yeah, I stole your tobacco, dude." And there was some dude that stole my tobacco, and it wasn't even a fairy, you know. And like, and like, they gave my tobacco back, and I started fighting with the dude. Not literally fighting, but I said I was gonna kick his ass for stealing my tobacco. There was a principle of the thing, not because I got it back or nothing like that, but it was a principle that he stole my tobacco and shit like that. And it was other bullshit. Like I dreamt I was like inside of the building. I don't remember what I did inside of a building and stuff like that. But it was like weird shit. It looked like it was like being like renovated. Like the whole place was being renovated or some shit like that. But like one thing that you can remember your dreams, that's like a big fucking plus. That you're awake, where you can actually tell a fucking dream. Because a lot of people cannot remember their dreams. And it's almost like they don't dream, like they wake up in different time lapses, different blackouts, and shit from different blackouts. And like time lapses is real. Like I believe that today, fucking like a million people in Salt Lake fucking woke up and didn't even realize they woke up. And they drove their fucking cars not knowing they fucking woke up. They didn't know they woke up. And they might wake up 3 months later. And they didn't know they went to work for 3 months. They didn't know that they ate for 3 months, that they drank water for 3 months. And they were just shitting in the toilet all the fucking time for 3 months, 3 times a day and shit like that. And they can barely remember like 10 times that they shit in their whole life. That's even if the subject gets brought up, you know. And like that's how time lapses are. Like for instance, I worked at this job in construction. I worked there for like a year and a half. To this day, I don't know how long I worked there, but it was like a year and a half. And like out of the whole, when I started like taking like the Haldol or medicines like in Vegas Astena, freaking would literally remember that in that job, out of that whole time working there, it was literally like 1 month that I would wake up, and it was different time lapses. Like I would only wake up minutes here, minutes there. That's how fucking scary this shit is. It's almost like you're controlled like by something, like almost like robots, or some, not robots, but like something like possession, like something possesses you and can move you around without you knowing, almost like a trance, blacked out, time lapses, all that shit, you know. And it's like that's how it was in the military too. Like when I was in the Marine Corps, like I was there for like 3 months in the boot camp, and that whole time there, I only remember like the gas chamber, rifle training, um, like building the like building up the M16A2 service rifle, like rebuilding it to like take it apart and rebuild it and shit like that, and put it back together and shit like that. But like I was really dumb, and that's how my time lapses worked. That I couldn't like they made you like remember like study like the history of the Corps and stuff like that. And like they would say, all you had to do was read it, and I had to get tutoring and shit like that. I did well on it when they tutored me and shit like that, you know. Like I remember the ditties, like "Be My Little General" and shit like that, Brigadier General, Major General, something General, General, you know. And it was like I had to ask for help to like, cause I didn't know most of the time I didn't know what the hell they were saying. Like I remember like swim training, shit like that, and like, but like usually it was like really fast, like it went by really fast and shit like that, like like it went by really fast where like those time lapses, blackouts, shit like that. It was like the majority of the time somebody else was training for me in my body. Like I only remember like minutes here and there, minutes here and there, minutes here and there, and it was just like it was like that, like, and that's how time lapses are. It's almost like you're time traveling. Like it could be today, it could be Tuesday, and you go to sleep, and you might not wake up till like June, July-ish, and shit like that. Smoke a joint and like say fuck those birds get me paranoid, you know. Smoking a joint, you know, shit like that, you know, and like that's how it is. You know, being in trances, time travel, blackouts, and all that shit. And people don't realize it. And it's like, I don't really give a shit, you know, if they realize it or not, but I like to talk about it. 'Cause, like, what I went through and shit like that. But it's like, I don't really give a shit. Like if they were to all wake up, nothing changes. Like, you have to eat, you have to drink water, you know. I can't be just like a fucking tree and just, like, have it rain on me and like, have the dead ants and insects, like, die on me so I get their nutrients and shit like that. Like I can't get everything for free. Like I have to move around and fucking like cook my meals and like fucking go to the grocery store, buy my cigarettes, and it becomes a repetitive task. Like it hurts. It hurts to know that I blacked out and had time lapses and I had time traveled, and that out of nowhere I have to be like fucking responsible. Get my Haldol shot, the Decanet, like one. It's like a monthly shot. It's like 100 milligrams, and it fucking hurts. It hurts to fucking be responsible. You know what I'm saying? And it's like fuck. I need to learn something so I can get some money. You know? And it's like fuck. Why? I get a fucking check. You know? And it's like I have to. Like I want to, but it's like I don't know if I'll be good enough to like learn like a real trade that pays money so I can like live life easy. You know, and get my wife and like get a girlfriend and like be happy, you know.